Chair now recognizes Mr. Sessions from Texas for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Mr. Gerhardt, you had been asked a question earlier that I heard a quick reply to, and the question was about the timing of a government shutdown and an impeachment. You quickly responded, never. Do you want to revise or extend that remark about the timing of a government shutdown and an impeachment occurring at about the same time? And you said never.
I understand the question, and if you're talking about 2019,
I am.
there was not a shutdown.
There was not. There's not now.
I understand, but
There's not now. So the people on this side are simply taking advantage of your answer. In fact, the indictment, the impeachment of Donald Trump was December 18th, 2019, and then the president signed the funding of the government December 21st, 2019, 3 days later. So the question that you were asked, perhaps you responded to correctly, never. But in fact, there is a nexus that suggests that people on this side of the dais are taken the wrong way. Second, Mr. Chairman, I also find that some of our members are talking about baseless accusations of a government shutdown. All you have to do is go to Google, Ohio, to apply it for WIC, which was the supposition brought up, can be gathered in all 88 Ohio counties. It is run by the state of Ohio, not the federal government. I think that we need to be careful when we make accusations here. Thank you very much. Ms. O'Connor, you have a history of understanding tax implications and inside the Department of Justice. These are serious matters, and when they
Would you yield to the gentleman?
I will
Gentlewoman
not.
from Ohio?
I will not.
Just there, okay.
The implications of this endeavor that we are attempting to understand is decision-making inside the Department of Justice. And that inside the decision-making, we've already heard back a number of times how the Department of Justice did not move forward in compliance, I believe, to their job to make a determination whether the facts would or should be taken further. With President Clinton, the FBI went and actually interviewed the president and the vice president about these matters and other people in the White House, and President Clinton lost his law license over that, and it ended up that there was an impeachment from the House side. Can you please talk about what should be done from normal and regular Department of Justice officials to see whether this has occurred and whether we are entitled to ask questions about that investigation from the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the DOJ?
Thank you, Mr. Sessions. I think you're more than entitled. I think that you're obligated to look into the allegations that the whistleblowers have brought. The whistleblowers were very detailed in the investigative steps that they took, in those that they wanted to take but were prevented from taking, but would have taken in any other investigation. We don't have a window into where the roadblock was thrown. We don't know who threw it.
Would you think it would be proper for this committee to bring those individuals and to properly vet them about that? Or is that the duty of the Department of Justice through the Federal Bureau of Investigation to get that done?
Well, I think it's your obligation. We know that the whistleblowers tried to remedy the obstruction from within the Internal Revenue Service and got no backup at all. They were left out to dry.
Does that include asking for metadata that might have supported any other investigation like this?
Absolutely. For example, the WhatsApp message where Hunter Biden says that he's sitting next to his father. and is in the process of shaking down a Chinese businessman. The agents wanted to find out whether that was a true statement, and they could have found out, but they were denied the authority to pursue that inquiry.
By what authority?
We don't know exactly. All we know from the testimony is that they would request search warrants. They would
So,
be
Mr.
told-
Chairman, let the record reflect this as an inquiry for us to make a determination. Mr. Chairman, I'd also ask
Absolutely.
unanimous
Without objection
consent
to order.
Placed into the record the articles which I had previously provided to this committee in testimony.
Mr. Chairman,
Without objection
another
to order.
unanimous consent motion. I'd like to offer a press release from the same Southern District of New York that you introduced for Lev Parnas that's entitled, Devin Archer sentenced to 1 year and a day in prison for the fraudulent issuance and sale of more than $60 million of bonds.
Devin Archer, Hunter Biden's business partner and best friend.
That's correct, sir.
Okay. Without
Your
objection
star
to order.
witness. Yes,
Chair-
your star witness.